Have you been thinking about getting a new Harley Davidson CVO model? There are a lot of things that go into that decision. I mean, they're a great bike, don't get me wrong. They're not for everyone, but they are a great bike. And I had a discussion with a friend of mine about this, and we had some differing opinions. And I just want to let you know what I think if you're considering a CVO. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Bob's Garage. If this happens to be your first time here, thank you for stopping by. Thanks for coming along for the ride. I do appreciate it. I do a weekly video here from the Charlotte region related to Harley Davidson and whatnot. And since it's pouring rain outside, which you may be able to hear, I don't know, I can't ride, so I thought I'll make a video. This is that hurricane that hit Florida is coming up the coast. We're going to get soaked for like a week, so I'm not gonna. I got a little over 1,000 miles on the new Road Glide, so it's gonna have to sit for a little while until I get the service done because of the rain. But anyway, let's talk about the CVOs. If you're not familiar with the CVO, it stands for Custom Vehicle Operation. Every year, Harley Davidson takes a few of their models, usually the touring models. They have done some soft tails in the past, but usually it's a touring model, and they equip that with usually a special paint job, a bigger motor, all of the accessories you could possibly want. High-end grips and floorboards and saddlebags, liners, and a cover. And I mean, they just deck it out with everything you could possibly want to make that bike just done. You don't have to do a thing. And they're a little pricey. For what you're getting, they're not. I'm not saying that they're a bad deal. You get a lot for the money. They're probably around $50,000, but you get a lot of stuff added to it that you can't get otherwise. Okay. Some of it you can't get. But anyway, so a CVO buyer has some cash. And the debate is, do I buy a CVO or do I buy a standard model and equip that with some of the items to make it like a CVO? Because some folks think that's a great way to save some money. So let's just take a look at that. Let's just take a Road Glide, for example. Let's just say you've got a Road Glide CVO that's $50,000. And you've got a regular Road Glide that you're going to equip with all of the gear that you can, the saddlebags, liners you can buy. You won't be able to do the special paint job really, but you're going to add the grips and you're going to add, the floorboards and the shifter lever and the brake pedal, all the CVO stuff that you can possibly add. You're going to add to that bike, and when you're done, you're going to say, "I got my bike just like a CVO, but you know what? I didn't spend nearly as much, the same amount of money." And maybe you spent close to 50, but not quite 50, because you get accessories, as you know, can get quite expensive. The reason I think that's a horrible idea is because if you really are a CVO buyer, just buy the CVO. And here's why. Let's just say you bought the CVO, customer A bought a CVO, customer B did all those upgrades to get it to look like a CVO. Now it's 3 years later, and you know what? The bikes have changed. You want to get a new one. You want to trade it in. Well, this guy is going to get book value based on a CVO. The value is going to be a lot higher. Whereas the other guy, he's going to get a value based on the stock buy. You know they don't add for all those accessories. He's going to lose all that money he invested. And if you look in, like, say, Kelley Blue Book or Edmunds, any of these price guides, there's a significant price difference between a CVO and a base model. So if you really are a CVO buyer, buy the CVO. Don't try to make your own because you'll lose money. Now, if you're a person that says, you know what, I'm going to buy this bike and I'm going to keep it for 15 years, 10 years, whatever, maybe you want to do that. I don't know. But most of us like to trade a little more often than that. So I think in the real world, you're going to be trading a little more. And don't throw the money away. I mean, it's great that I'm not a CVO buyer. For several reasons. One, I trade often. Number two, which I'm going to try to stop doing. I've got to stop doing that. Number two, I want to equip the bike with the accessories that I like, not what they chose. I want to get the grips I like, the floorboards, whatever. I want to get the stuff that I like. And I don't want to spend 50 grand for a bunch of stuff that I really wouldn't get any value in. Yeah, it's cool to have a cover, and it's cool to have, they come with a headset, and they come with all that stuff that I really wouldn't get a lot of use out of. I can get saddlebag liners. I've already got 3 covers in here. I got a beautiful Hogworks cover that they sent me. So I can make my own. get the bike the way I like it, rather than spending 50 grand and getting a bunch of stuff that I really don't want. And then there's the guys that buy the CVOs. This really baffles my mind. And I love Matt Laidlaw. I love his channel. I think he's a cool guy, but he bought a CVO, a Road Glide CVO ST, and took off a lot of the parts that made it a CVO. And I'm like, why not just buy a regular Road Glide and beef it up a little bit? But he took off a lot of the CVO ST stuff. And I've seen people do that. They'll buy a CVO model and then they'll change the grips. They'll change this. They'll change that. I'm like, well, what do you spend all that money for? Because you're not going to get it back when you sell it. Anyway, I just wondered what your thoughts were. If you're a CVO fan, if you think that maybe buying a CVO makes more sense than trying to build your own. If you totally disagree with me, comment down below. Let me know what you think. But I was talking about this with my wife the other day, running this idea by her. She's like, that's a good idea for a video. So I thought I would throw that out there. And upgrades on my bike. If you've been watching the channel, I did get a 2024 Road Glide. I got the Billiard Gray. I love it. There will be a tour pack coming from my friends right here at Hogworks. Love those guys. We're going to be adding a Razor tour pack, which I really can't wait for. And my friends at Freedom Shields have agreed to provide me with a windshield for this bike, because the stock windshield, while it looks great, I love the look, it provides zero wind protection. Zero. Not even a little bit. So, but it looks cool. So I get why they put it on there. But I'm going to be adding a different windshield thanks to Freedom Shields, and we'll get the tour pack on. I'm going to add a few. You guys, if you've seen the channel before, I'm not into adding, big bore kit, all this other nonsense. Look, this 117, the way it's tuned, is plenty of bike for me. We just put like a 250-mile ride yesterday, and man, this thing performs so well. So if you're in the market for a new bike, check out the new 2024. Some people love them, some people hate them. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. I love them. Anyway, that's my rant. Thanks for coming along for the ride. I'll see you next time.